Ding, ding, ding. The smackdown is coming on SMS. Yes, I'm talking about A2P 10DLC. And today I'll be talking about how to take care of that in your GoHIghLevel account, not only your own, but in your sub accounts, and what you need to be compliant with that. A2P stands for application to person, and 10DLC is 10-digit long code. Now these new rules are being put to fore because, like with all things, marketers always overdo everything, whether it's the phone and you have the no call list, or now it's texting and blowing people up with spam. The phone carriers like T-Mobile, AT&T, you name it, all the carriers are sick of it. They're trying to protect their people. And so now this new regulation has come up by them that you have to comply with in order to send out texts. So I'm going to be setting this up and showing you how to do this all in GoHIghLevel so that you can be compliant and not get shut down. Now there's 4 ways in order to get your account approved and allowed to text to other clients. The first way is to register yours or your client's account with the low cost mixed use case. It costs about $20 to register that, and then you'll also have a fee that's around $4 to $12 a month from the carriers, not from GoHIghLevel, to maintain that account every month. The second way to do that is through the sole proprietorship. That's if you don't have an EIN number. If you have an EIN number, you definitely want to make sure that you register the business in the first one and do that properly there, because eventually they'll find out if you're trying to just circumvent things through as a sole prop and then slowly shut down your text to where they don't show anyway. So with this service, it's just a $20 sign up fee and not a monthly occurring. But again, over time, less and less will show your clients if you're using this. So it's probably not one of the better options for you. The third option is a toll-free number, which you can go into GoHIghLevel, cost you a couple, like $1 something to register or whatever. And that is like an 844 number or any 1-800 number they have in there. You can register that as well. Now, the thing about these is the registration process is the same. And right now they don't have the same regulations, but that is coming down the pipeline for this. So temporarily, you could probably go in there and not have to register and get everything signed up with the 1-800 number because they haven't went after them, here yet. But it is coming down the pipeline. So eventually, you're going to want to have all these registered anyway, because no matter what, there's no workaround. They're putting the smack down. It's coming, and you just got to get in line and just get compliant. Now, a fourth option is you can use a SIM card that you get registered with, and then they just charge you a flat fee on that every month. Now this is something I personally haven't done. I just have mine registered underneath the regular business, but I've heard a lot of people talk about this. That's a cheaper, a lot more effective way, and you can get things set up that way if you're doing a lot of high volume and going that route. Now I've heard of some other companies out there that do some other things. There's a company by the name of Unistack.io that they are in the real estate business, like which I am, and they will get your number registered. They'll vet it and everything. They use the number. If it ever gets burned up, they will give you another number. They've been using texting for years in real estate, and real estate's one of the biggest industries that's vetted all this stuff. Probably brought along some of these reasons why some of these things have been enacted, because they're notorious for reaching out to people and trying to get business. And so this is a company that you could try out and use and see if you wanted to go that route and use a company to really do this rather than going through your own number. Because if you register through your own company and you burn that number, it'll burn your reputation. So that's the one thing about having the EIN. If you register it, you want to make sure that you're compliant and then you're on the up and up, because once you damage your reputation, then that damage is done and it's going to affect your texting rating and people won't get your texts. So if you're planning on using that method for calendar reminders, for coupons, and legitimately just staying in contact with your clients and allowing a good service, then again, the low use case is going to work out fine for you, and you won't have to worry about, ever get shutting down because you're doing things properly. Now you can use any one of these methods. So I'm going to jump in the 4 methods that you can go and talk a little bit deeper about the pros and cons of these 4 methods. Any of them you can use, like I say. It's just a matter of where you want to go in your business and probably what your clients want to do in there as well and their strategy, so that you can choose the lane that they want to go in, and then you can go down that with them. So the first option is the low volume use case. Now, this is again the option that where you register with the EIN number. If you're going to be legit and you want to do things by the book and you're not going to spam people, this is going to be probably the best way for you, because you're going to get delivered. The carriers know you're legit, and they're going to make sure that everybody gets the messages, because you have an opt-in box saying that people have asked to be marketed to, and that you're not spamming them. And so obviously this is going to be the easiest and best way, because this is what the carriers want. That's why they have designed and implemented these new regulations, is because people were spamming. And so they want to cut that down on their clients. And so therefore, if you register this way, it's going to be the most legit way to get everything delivered. Now, the downside to this, like I said earlier, if you do this and you do it wrong, they're going to put the smackdown on you, and they're going to say you're a spammer, and that'll ruin the reputation of you and your registration with your company or your clients. Now, the second one is a sole proprietor, right? And this is only if you don't have an EIN number that you would register with this. Now, the advantage of this is there's no monthly fee. There's a one-time sign-up fee. The cons of this is that you can't do volume with it, that eventually they'll just start knocking you down, and they want you to move to where you have an EIN number, which you should have as a business owner. You should have an EIN number, and you should be separating things. And so they want you to move to that. So if you have to use it in the beginning, go ahead and do that, but you definitely want to move to one of these other methods at some point. Now, the third method is the 1-800 toll-free carriers. Again, this is a great method right now because they haven't started to put the smackdown on them yet, but it is coming. So you can get this registered right now. It just costs a simple fee and high level of like $1 something. Who knows, with inflation, things keep going up. But again, you just register the number, and then you have a 1-800 number that works right away. And then later, you can get the compliance done, on your time, especially if you're bumping up the new date, because this is all going to be at the end of August 2023. All the regulations going to be in, and you're going to want your numbers in. If you haven't, you can use a 1-800 number to buy some time. Use that number to text so you can get something rolling, and then as soon as you get your other number approved, then you're good to go, and you can start going back to where, again, the carriers will trust. Or you can wait for the 800 number compliance to come, which eventually will, and then register that way as well. The fourth way that we talked about was using a SIM card. This is where, again, you can use a SIM card like from your phone, and then you have lower costs when doing that. And now, I haven't done this myself. I've heard of other people doing it, and that it saves a lot of money. It's a great way to go. But again, haven't done it myself. There is a company out there that I heard of that does do this for you. Have no idea how good or not they are, but that company is known as smit.ai, SMIT.ai. So now that kind of gives you a rundown of the 4 ways that are out there right now. So let's jump into high level, and let me just show you how I'm going to register one of the numbers that I need for one of my test accounts, and then we'll go from there. Here matches exactly how you have filed your LLC or corporation or anything. So you could do the under friendly business name, but you want to make sure your legal business name is exactly how it states with how you have it registered with your state. I actually messed up one time and did not have a space in here on my letters, and they denied it, and then it took forever to get things approved. So yeah, they literally will pick it apart. And then you want to make sure you just put in your other information in here, your business website, the business niche, and then you'll see here you want to click on business type. This is where you'll pick if you're a corporation, limited liability company, things like that, what kind of business industry you're in. You're using an EIN number, and then you will put your EIN number here and the business registration number. And then obviously pick United States or Canada if you're here. And then you make sure that you have your physical business address and other things filled out here on the side as well, so that all your business information matches. And then you'll go back over here to numbers, go to Trust Center, and then you'll see here, you'll click on Start Registration, and then it's going to ask, yes, registering my business with the tax ID number. So you just want to go next. If you're not, you're doing the sole prop, that's what you'll go ahead and click there. Oh, and then I also forgot to show that when you go back here for the 1-800 numbers, that you register the number the same way for the 800 numbers. So the registration is the same. You just go in here and you'll pick like an 844 number or 833, either way, and get your numbers there. So just wanted to bring that up. It's not loading, but you would just do that there and add an 800 number and go through the same regular process of getting a phone number. So when you hit registration, we'll go back here, and yes, I have EIN number. We're going to do the low volume standard brand registration, and then hit next. Click on that, hit next. Then again, it's going to be a one-time fee. It said rounded up and said 20 bucks here earlier, but that's the fee as of now. And then you hit next, and then it's going to go through all the business information here, and you're just going to verify and go through that it's all correct. That if you don't have something filled in, it'll fill in for you. So we continue. We're going to do the lowercase, and then you can see it says campaign use case description. Please explain in detail. So high level, it gives you a really good description here of what you can use. Doing reminders, so I'm going to use pretty much the same verbiage. It says, look, people will be seeing appointment information reminder messages to our clients once they booked an appointment with us or on our website, and then opt in to receive promotional and SMS text from us. So if it isn't a calendar, you would just say something like, well, they request information on my website, they opt in, something of the similar verbiage. But again, you just tell them how this funnel works, or how the way you get this lead works, and how you're being upfront about everything. And then in this section, they ask, hi John, they give us another example here of like an appointment booked. The key factor is in one, that you name your company here at the front, and then two, that you have reply stop to unsubscribe. So for this, I'm going to do something similar, because again, we're just setting an appointment. So again, I would say, hey Ryan, Greg here I'm going to mention the company name, that's critical. And then we received your appointment, below is your confirmation info. Please let us know if you have any questions. Look forward to speaking with you, Greg. And then reply stop to unsubscribe. I mean, this is an example, but then I would put Unshackled Systems LLC to be safe down here as well, along with the stop with reply. Then on the second message, if you have something follow up, I have something like this, like, hey Brian, Chad here again from Unshackled Systems LLC. If you run any issues, feel free to message me here or hit me up in the Facebook group, Chad. And then again, I'd put Unshackled Systems LLC, and then the biggie, reply stop to unsubscribe. And then if you have any links in this stuff, then you want to let them know that there are links, in the messages, and so that's just again upfront about everything, because these are just people that are going through this stuff by the thousands, and they're just hiring a company to go through and vet through this stuff. So they're going to nitpick everything. And then you have to have end user consent, which here you want to make sure you include the website that they're going to. So I'd put something in like this here, like and you're just going to opt in by visiting the website, and you have the website link and clicking the book an appointment button, complete the survey, and then they add their first, last name, phone number, and then click on a box where you can receive messages from, and then again your company here, which is Shackled Systems LLC. I'm going to put that in up top here. It's just all about just making sure you're just thorough and having everything. And then the opt-in keyword could be book now, That's the option or the button that you have on your site. Make sure it matches the same. And then the opt-in message, which was basically what I had earlier, was this here, that, hey, you've successfully opted in for messages from Chad Denke, Shackled Systems LLC. Receive your request for an appointment. Please respond and proceed to the next steps. So again, you want to make sure you have reply stop, and then you could add, Chad and Unshackled Systems LLC. Again, everything to this is just having awareness everywhere on who you are, being upfront, that they opted in, how they can opt out if they need to, and that's just basically it. They want to stop the spamming. They want to stop people from doing this, and so just make sure you just throw on this. Again, you can follow the examples GoHIghLevel has or have some variation, but again, the big things are company name and reply stop to get out. So that's it for you. I hope this gave you some clarification of what you needed to do with this new stuff that's coming down with SMS texting. If you guys need anything, just feel free to reach out. Join my Facebook group. More than happy to answer any questions. Look forward to you in the next video. Check out my next video here.